So probability sampling is sampling that uses some form of randomization.
And non-probability sampling is getting a sample through no randomization.
For probability sampling, one of the examples is a simple random sample, and that could be us choosing like 200 people with bipolar disorder and putting them in a hat and then only selecting 50. The stratified quota sample, an example of that would be us making sure that we're ethnically diverse in ours, so we would choose like 33% of Caucasian people, 33% African Americans, and 33% Hispanics. And then the systematic random sampling is what we're doing. So we randomly selected our participants, and then we put their names on a list, and every third person down will be in the control group. And then the last one is a cluster random sampling. So that has to do with geographics, and that would be like us choosing 3 counties in Pennsylvania, like Lebanon, York, and Lancaster, and then going into the towns of the counties that we selected, and then choosing our participants from there.
Again, non-probability sampling is non-randomized, so it's a lot more convenient. The first type of non-probability sampling is convenience sampling, which would be getting people with bipolar disorder at the most convenient way. So that could be like going to Phil Haven or to a counseling center and acquiring participants that way. Another example of non-probability is purposive sampling, which is really just having one group of people and having a certain criteria being sampled. So an example of that could be standing in the mall and asking people about their counseling usage or if they've ever used therapy and putting them in a group that way. The next type is quota sampling, which is broken down into 2 types. Proportional quota sampling, which is saying I want 50% of these participants being female and 50% being male, so it's a proportion. And then the non-proportional quota sampling is just putting numerical values on things in the sample, so saying I want 60 women and 40 males, for example. And the final type is a snowball non-probability sampling, which could be applied in our situation. You basically gain the trust of one individual and then send them out to speak to other people in that population and potentially incentivize it and allow them to participate as well.